Hi, this is Anna, and I was asking Dmitry which camera to take with me to Mexico. He obviously has a lot of choices, which I'm totally lost. And he has this one, Olympus. He has Sony A9, which is the hottest one. He has Canon. Looks pretty good. He has Fuji film. It's kind of small, so I really don't know which camera to take. My goal is to take great photos. I want a camera that's easy to use because I'm not as an expert as he is. Also, I would want this camera to be, very easy to carry with, so I don't want it to be very heavy. I want it to be like shock proof because I may, I don't know, I'm pretty active. I can go on ATV. I would want to take it. I can run on the beach, take photos of my son. Also, I don't want a very expensive camera because that place is kind of sketchy, and I don't want it to be stolen or something like that. So I want to have like everything, and I want his best recommendation. So Dmitry, what do you think?
First choice is Olympus EM1. Here you see Olympus EM1 with 12 to 40. Weatherproof camera, not crazy expensive, pretty reliable. My wife is going to be in places where there's a sea and lots of sand. And the good thing about EM1 is that it is so weatherproof that I've, on many occasions, basically when the sand would get outside the camera, I would just take it back to my room and wash the camera with the lens under tap water. Each and every time, no problems whatsoever, and that's how I clean this camera. I wouldn't do it to any other camera, but I've done it numerous times to EM1. So it's pretty decent, 16 megapixels, less than my other cameras. That's the positives about Olympus EM1. The negatives, maybe a little bit more difficult to use for my wife than some of the other choices. You have to know what you're doing with this camera, so I'm not sure about this. Let's go to the next choice. Next choice is Fuji X-T20, 24 megapixels, amazing picture quality, amazing amazing color, amazing skin tones on this camera. I like it a lot. And Fuji X-T20 has this auto feature where you can just switch to auto, and my wife will be able to take pictures in automatic mode. So this is one of the pretty good choices. I'm thinking about it. Maybe this should be the camera that I'm gonna give her, the X-T20. The third choice is this Canon T7i, new Canon, the only camera, the only DSLR in this group, with a nice kit lens, plenty of automatic features, the display that you can close, so it kind of protects it from sand and other things, so that's pretty neat, and it's not horribly expensive, so this may be another choice. The final choice is Sony A9, which is the latest full-frame camera from Sony. Also the most expensive camera in this group. Amazing autofocus, amazing picture quality, kind of an expensive choice to take, so I have to think about it carefully. So there are a few choices. Let's see. She said she doesn't want the camera to be heavy, very heavy. Sony A9, if I give it to her with the 24 to 240 lens, this is going to be very heavy, because this lens by itself is like 800 grams or so. In the camera, A9, even though it's a mirrorless camera, is the heaviest body in this group. including Canon. So this is the heaviest camera, and the question is she gonna complain about having to carry this, heavy beast? Plus, with A9, it's the most expensive camera in the group, and if something happens to it, I will probably not be pleased, and that's of course a consideration. So I'm thinking about it, and I think A9 is not going with her. All right, I have 3 choices left. I got Olympus EM1, Fuji X-T20, and Canon T7i. Olympus EM1. One good thing about it is my wife is very active, and this camera is weatherproof. Probably better than most of the other cameras, and it's kind of compact. The problem with it is I think it's somewhat more difficult to use for somebody like her than other cameras, because Olympus has a very complicated menu, and if something happens to her, she accidentally presses the wrong button or so, she won't know how to change it back. So yeah, I'm not sure, probably not Olympus this time. All right, so the 2 choices I have left are the Canon and the Fuji. Let's see. Fuji has the X-T20 has this auto mode, which is going to be easier for her to use if she wants to use it in this mode. So, but Fuji is not weatherproof at all, not at all. X-T20, and the lenses that I have for Fuji are mostly not weatherproof, so that may be a problem. All right, so what's left is, interestingly, the only DSLR in this group, the Canon T7i. It is somewhat weatherproof, somewhat, and you know what? It's got plenty of automatic modes, and I can give it to her with 18 to 135, which is the lens that covers a pretty good distance, and it has excellent video with dual pixel system, and she can do pictures and video of herself if she wants to, because it is the only camera in my group that has the display that can be turned toward you, and video comes with electronic stabilization, which is also very helpful. And you know what, if something happens to this camera, I'm not gonna have a heart attack. So this is probably gonna be my choice. But what I want to know is, if you had the same 4 cameras, which one would you recommend? Please.
Thanks, Dmitry, for this nice Canon. Hopefully I will take really good care of this camera and bring back really nice photos, and have a nice video blog recorded with a video camera, and report back on how I liked it, since I'm a beginner to use this camera. So I'm gonna have to get a first lesson how to use this camera. So, and it's actually not that heavy, so I like it. Thanks everybody for checking out Dmitry's YouTube channel, and please subscribe to his YouTube channel, and follow him on Instagram, Dmitry's Photo.